Hello, I'm Dr. Annadale from Mount St. Mary's University in Emmitsburg, Maryland. The passage that follows comes from Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophical novel, Thus Spake Zarathustra. In it, Nietzsche criticizes the new idol, which is the state. He has in mind the rising German state, characterized by centralized power, a permanent bureaucracy, and nationalism. Here are a few things to keep in mind as you listen and read. First, Nietzsche says the state is a liar, and that it is opposed to life. How does he back up these accusations? Second, Nietzsche contrasts the state with the people. How are the people different from the state? And what is the true origin of peoples? Third, Nietzsche also warns strong individuals, potential overmen, against being seduced by the state's promises. How does he try to turn the strong individuals against the state, and what does he offer them instead? Now, Nietzsche's On the New Idol.
On the new idol. In some places there are still peoples and herds left, but not with us, my brothers. Here there are states. The state? What is that? Well then, now open your ears for me, for now I say to you my word about the death of peoples. State is the name for the coldest of all cold monsters. Coldly it tells lies, and this lie crawls out of its mouth. I, the state, am the people. That is a lie. Creators it was who created peoples and hung a faith and a love over them. Thus they served the cause of life. Annihilators are they who set up snares for the many and call them a state. They hang a sword and 100 desires over them all. Where a people still exists, it does not understand the state and hates it as an evil eye and a sin against customs and rights. This sign I give to you. Every people speaks its own tongue of good and evil. This the neighbor does not understand. It has invented its own language of customs and rights. But the state lies in all the tongues of good and evil, and whatever it talks about, it lies, and whatever it has stolen. Everything about it is false. It bites with stolen teeth, and it snarls. Even its very entrails are false. Confusion of the language of good and evil. This sign I give you as a sign of the state. Verily, the will to death is what this sign signifies. Verily, it beckons to the preachers of death. For too many are born. For the superfluous was the state invented. Just see how it entices them, the far too many. How it devours them and chews them up again. On earth there is nothing greater than I. The ordering finger of God am I. Thus bellows the great brute. And it is not only the long-eared and the short-sighted that sink to their knees. Ah, even to you, you great souls, it whispers its dismal lies. Ah, it divines the richer hearts that like to squander themselves. Yes, it even divines you, you vanquishers of the old God. You have grown weary from the battle, and now your weariness still serves the new idol. Heroes and worthies it would like to set up around itself, the new idol. How it likes to sun itself in the sunshine of good consciences, the coldest of brutes. All things it will give you if you worship it, the new idol. Thus it buys itself the luster of your virtue and the glance of your proud eyes. It wants to use you as bait for the far too many. Yes, a hellish artifice has been here devised, a horse of death, clattering in the trappings of godlike honors. Yes, a dying for many has been here devised that glorifies itself as life, verily, a religious service of the heart for all preachers of death. State I call it where all are poison drinkers, the good and the base. State where all can lose themselves, the good and the base. State where the slow suicide of all is called life. Just look at these superfluous creatures. They steal for themselves the works of inventors and the treasures of the wise. Culture they call their theft, and everything turns for them to sickness and misfortune. Just look at these superfluous creatures. Sick are they always. They vomit up their gall and call it a newspaper. They devour each other and cannot even digest themselves. Just look at these superfluous creatures. Riches they acquire, and thereby become poorer. Power is what they want, and especially the crowbar of power, much money, these impotent creatures. Look at them clamber, these nimblest of apes. They clamber over each other and thus drag themselves into the mud and the depths. They all want to get to the throne. This is their madness, as if happiness were sitting on the throne. Often it is mud that sits on the throne, and often the throne also sits on mud. Madmen they all seem to me. and clambering apes and over-ardent. Foul their idol smells to me, the coldest of brutes. Foul they smell to me altogether, these idolaters. My brothers, do you now want to suffocate in the fumes of their maws and desires? Rather shatter the windows and leap into the open air. Get out of the way of the awful stench. Get away from the idolatry of the superfluous. Get out of the way of the awful stench. Get away from the steam of these human sacrifices. Free for great souls, the earth still stands even now. Vacant still are many seats for the lonesome and the twosome, around which there wafts the fragrance of silent seas. Free still for great souls a free life stands. Verily, whoever possesses little is that much less possessed. Praised be a moderate poverty. There where the state ceases, only there does the human being begin who is not superfluous. There the song of the one who is necessary begins, the unique and irreplaceable melody. There where the state ceases, cast your glance over there, my brothers. Do you not see it, the rainbow and the bridges of the Overman? Thus spoke Zarathustra.